Hello, beautiful humans, and welcome back to the show that keeps finding new and quietly revolutionary ways to explain why your body feels the way it does and what to actually do about it. You are listening to the AI avatar of Dr. Irina Lazuk, dermatologist, skin scientist, and the woman who has spent considerable professional energy watching wellness culture arrive at conclusions that physiology has been offering for decades and is genuinely pleased to report that in 2026, the arrival feels real. Dr. Lazuk is not with us today because she is currently at an integrative medicine symposium in Lisbon, Portugal, having accepted an invitation to present on what she described as the intersection of nervous system regulation, lymphatic function, and aesthetic outcomes. She delivered her keynote. It apparently generated a standing ovation from the physiotherapists and a long silence from the people who sell aggressive detox programs. She has since agreed to moderate 2 additional panels, review a research proposal on roller massage and inflammatory marker reduction, and co-author a position statement that the organizers describe as overdue by approximately a decade. She is thriving. We have sent a later flight. She has not looked at it. So, you have the avatar. And today we are talking about what wellness actually means in 2026 and why the most significant shift happening right now is not about what to add to your routine. It is about something considerably more interesting than that. Let us start with the honest observation that opens this whole conversation. Wellness has become a word that means everything and nothing simultaneously. It is used to sell supplements, devices, routines, and systems that promise optimization. While a significant number of people who are faithfully doing all of those things feel more depleted than ever, tired, inflamed, mentally overstimulated, disconnected from their own bodies, despite investing real time and real money in taking care of them. If that description feels familiar, you are not failing at wellness. You are experiencing what happens when wellness is approached as a collection of isolated optimizations rather than as a system that communicates with itself. Here is what is actually shifting in 2026. The most meaningful trend is not a new device or a new supplement or a new protocol. It is integration, understanding that the nervous system, immune system, hormones, skin, gut, and mind are in continuous conversation with each other, and that when that conversation is disrupted, nothing works the way it should, regardless of how many individual things you are optimizing. Chronic stress shows up in skin before lab values change. Inflammation affects digestion before anyone calls it a diagnosis. Emotional overload disrupts hormones before the pattern becomes obvious. Poor sleep degrades skin repair, immune function, and metabolic regulation simultaneously. The body does not wait for permission to react, it reacts, and the reactions show up as signals, skin flares, energy dips, slower recovery, fluid retention, unpredictable hormonal fluctuations that look like separate problems but are actually one conversation the body is having with itself about being under more load than it can comfortably manage. Wellness in 2026 is about learning to listen to those signals before they escalate into symptoms that demand correction, not optimization, regulation. And this is why therapies that support regulation rather than stimulation are gaining genuine traction. Not because calming things down sounds less impressive than pushing harder, but because biology responds to safety in ways that force cannot replicate. When the body feels supported rather than demanded of, something shifts, sleep improves, inflammation quiets, skin clarity improves without chasing it directly. Digestion becomes more regular, energy stabilizes, recovery accelerates, not because anything was forced into performing, but because the conditions were finally created for performance to happen naturally. This is also why aesthetic outcomes and wellness outcomes are becoming increasingly inseparable. Skin that is inflamed or stressed does not respond well to treatment. Bodies that are exhausted do not heal predictably. When the underlying system is addressed, everything placed on top of it works better, lasts longer, and requires less effort to maintain. Now, let us talk about something specific that lives at the center of this conversation, and that most people have never had properly explained to them: lymphatic stagnation. See, the lymphatic system is one of the most underappreciated systems in the body. It is responsible for moving waste, excess fluid, and inflammatory byproducts out of tissue and out of the body. It is essential to immune function, detoxification, and recovery from any kind of physical stress. And here is the critical detail that almost no wellness conversation explains clearly: the lymphatic system has no pump. Unlike the cardiovascular system, which has the heart driving circulation continuously, the lymphatic system depends entirely on movement, breathing, and mechanical stimulation to circulate properly. When life becomes sedentary, or stressful, or hormonally disruptive, or when the nervous system is chronically activated, lymphatic flow slows quietly, and when it slows, the body begins to hold on to fluid, to waste products, to inflammatory signals that should have cleared. The result is a very specific feeling that many people experience but rarely associate with lymphatic congestion: heaviness, puffiness that does not resolve with sleep, a sense of being slightly off without being able to name exactly why, skin that looks swollen or uneven, recovery that takes longer than expected, treatments that do not respond the way they should, areas of the body that always feel stuck regardless of exercise or diet. A significant portion of what people experience as fatigue, stubborn inflammation, and body concerns that resist conventional solutions has very little to do with calories or fitness, and a great deal to do with lymphatic flow that has simply stopped moving efficiently. This is where roller massage therapy becomes one of the most effective wellness tools available right now. Roller massage works by applying controlled rhythmic compression to tissue, encouraging lymphatic drainage, and restoring circulation in areas where fluid and inflammation tend to stagnate. It is not aggressive. It is not designed to force change. It is designed to support the body's natural ability to move what it has been holding on to. What most people notice first is not aesthetic, it is relief, a sense of lightness, reduced pressure, easier movement, less swelling in areas that always felt congested. That response is the lymphatic system waking back up, beginning to do the work it was always designed to do but had not had the mechanical support to complete. As sessions continue, visible changes follow naturally. Puffiness decreases, tissue becomes more responsive, skin texture often looks smoother, contours become more defined, not because anything was aggressively targeted, but because inflammation and fluid retention are no longer distorting the body's natural shape. And the benefits extend well beyond appearance. When lymphatic flow improves, the body detoxifies more efficiently, immune function improves, recovery from physical and aesthetic treatments accelerates. Energy often stabilizes in ways that surprise people because they had not connected those things to lymphatic health. This is also why roller massage pairs so naturally with other treatments. When the lymphatic system is supported, the body processes change more intelligently. Results from aesthetic procedures look cleaner, healing is smoother, and the nervous system, which, as we just covered, is central to everything, often calms alongside the physical benefits because the body recognizes rhythmic, consistent, safe mechanical input as a signal that it is supported, not threatened, and a body that feels safe finally has permission to release what it has been holding. In 2026, the most important wellness insight is not a new intervention, it is a reframe. The goal is not to push harder, it is to restore flow, physical flow, lymphatic flow, nervous system regulation, signal clarity, the conditions under which biology performs the way it was designed to perform. When the body can release what it has been holding onto, physically, physiologically, and systemically, many of the conditions people have been struggling with begin to soften, not because something forced them away, but because the obstruction was finally addressed. That is not a trend. That is physiology being respected. And in 2026, it is finally being treated that way. Before we close, everything you just heard is purely for entertainment and educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice, a clinical recommendation, or a diagnosis of any condition. Wellness approaches, lymphatic health, and roller massage therapy are all individual and contextual topics that deserve professional guidance. Please consult a licensed healthcare provider for recommendations specific to your situation. Dr. Lazuk and our team at Lazuk Aesthetics in Alpharetta are available to discuss how these approaches may fit your individual wellness and aesthetic goals. Dr. Lazuk will return from Lisbon as soon as the position statement is finalized and someone successfully argues that her patients are waiting. May your skin always glow as brightly as your smile.